is Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. Welcome to the show. If you are checking out the show from YouTube, please chat something so I can see and make sure the chat's working. Also, make sure the sound is working. We don't want no shenanigans like we did last night. I went out and bought a new router. I didn't hook it up yet, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot tonight after the show and see if that handles some of our internet streaming problems. Yeah, we'll see. So, I'm troubleshooting as we go, which brings me to my point. That's why you guys got to support. Yeah, I'm doing all this stuff to make sure y'all have a nice quality show. So if you can support the channel by texting MAGA to this number right here so that I can keep you informed on what's going on with the show, just in case some strange things pop up. Number two, if you can support the show through donating to the channel, feel free. Links are below. Right now, I still have not set up my monthly fundraiser link. So my regular Cash App link and my PayPal link is in the description box below if you want to support. And then thirdly, sharing my videos, subscribing to the channel, making sure you're still subscribed, all that good stuff. Yeah, we got to go through all of that, man, just to make it happen. So with no further ado, let me get the real gorilla, real gorilla, real gorilla. Gorillas in here, gorillas in here, gorillas in here. So wait, so let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. You're telling me I'm already buffering? Yeah, I forgot to turn the Wi-Fi on. So if I'm buffering off grip, then we got to get that straight off the top. So let's see. Let's make sure that Wi-Fi kick in. Give it a little punch, a 1-2. See if we can get it going. All right. Now let's see. Before I even start, I want to make sure. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? If you can, reach out and touch. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can. Yeah. All right. So we got craziness going on around the darn country. But we need to go ahead and first visit Kevin from Kevin's Corner store. Y'all hear them bongles? Yeah. Y'all need to check out the store. We got some new designs as well. I'm going to be posting on some of my standalone videos. They're pretty hot. The young lady who designs my stuff, she's great. Great job. Yeah, real creative. Yeah, look at Gizmo. Oh, God. Now I done ruined it. Here I am, sitting here talking about Gizmo, talking about the store. Then I got to get hit with Creepy Sleepy embarrassing us on the whole world stage, y'all. See, this is unbelievable. You know what? Before we get started, though, I just noticed something that's going to bother me throughout the whole show. That's a little too big, and I got to get rid of it for now. But now, let's get back to this. Look at this mess right here. I just want to start with because not that. That ain't going to making me look bad. Doing my opening. Now, let's get back to what I saw right quick. That was Creepy Sleepy walking into some building with Chi. Let's see how it goes, y'all. To barely get up the steps. Hey, everybody.
President Biden, what's your message?
Oh, God.
What's your message to China today?
Look at that. Look at that mess. Y'all see him leaning to the left, barely lift his arms. Probably had to concentrate each step up those steps. Like, okay, there's one foot in front of the other, Joey. Let's see if I can read my notes. Lift foot, place on step. Then lift other foot, place on step. So he goes up there with Chi. They're asking questions. And of course, like always, here's the message. China, you're welcome. Come on, after ruining our economy, dropping some COVID on us. Yeah, all of that stuff. Threatening us, disrespecting us. Yeah, come on, look at all those Chinese flags. Whee! Come on, Chi. Unbelievable. I thought this was America. That's what I thought. But nope, nah. They want to make it nice and comfy for Chi, especially after getting that $1.5 billion deal. That's right. You know, that conversation went like Joseph Biden. I don't want you to tell Chi anything after you get that $1.5 billion. He can't say nothing to Chi. And even if he could say something to Chi, he wouldn't because he can't talk. There we go. For some reason, YouTube cut the feed and I had to reconnect. But yeah, they probably got him back there after that and straight up moved him away from Chief because just a couple minutes sitting with Joe would let you know that Joe got to go. So yeah, all of those nice, wonderful Chinese flags in our country, and then Joe Biden walking in. Look at him. Pathetic.
Think about that. The hottest we've ever recorded in history. It's an impact that decades are making because inaction there was inaction for much too long.
I think this was right during the meeting or whatever out there. I don't know. Joe's up there again talking about some climate change that he doesn't even know about. See, this is what burns me up. This is why this dude is a dirtbag. This is why I have no mercy and pity on him concerning his condition. Because he got just enough consciousness left to allow himself to be used by these globalists to push this bootleg climate change narrative, and Joe can't articulate it. So you know it's not coming from him. He's up here embarrassing us, and I know Chief probably sitting off to the side shaking his hand like, How did you Americans allow this to happen? But he's okay with it. He's okay with it because that also allowed him to have his way. To have his way. Same thing with Russia and all the other enemies. So now what is Joe talking about? Something he don't know anything about?
There was inaction for much too long. Look, but we're acting now. We have been acting. We've come to the point where it's foolish for anyone to deny the impacts of climate change anymore.
How's that foolish? See, you know where you'll get my attention? When the sky turns purple, red. And if that happens, I know it ain't because of climate change. If the sky turns red, I'm like, well, we did our best, guys. I hope we're all ready for the rapture. That's about it. But this guy right here is talking about, you can't deny the climate. Okay, well, show me a time in Youngstown where winter skipped, summer never came. You know, fall was like, you go ahead. Keep going, man. Keep going, summer. These things, I'm sure, aren't impacting the globe on the level that these folks are trying to make it appear. What they're doing is trying to get us to buy now with this climate stuff. That's all that is. If you don't buy now, then you know what? This offer might not even be there. They're trying to push it real quick. Like me being on the phone with Spectrum tonight, talking to a dude about my internet service, and he tried to upgrade me and didn't want me to get off the phone. I'm like, well, I'll call you back, man. You know, oh no, you might want to do this right now because if you don't do it now, it's not going to be here tomorrow. And I'm going, it'll be there tomorrow. It'll be there tomorrow. I'm not going to fall for the okie doke. Do it now. And that's what they're doing with this whole climate change thing and trying to shove it down our throats. They're salesmen. That's how I look at it. I'm like, you're selling something. Same thing with the COVID shot. I'm going, no, wait a minute. I feel like y'all are selling something to us by force. It's not one of those, hey, we got it. If you want it, go ahead and get it. It's one of those, not only do we got it, but you need it. And we're going to go ahead and try to demand it and use policy and use the government to shove it down your throat, even if you don't want it. So I'm not buying it. Not the way they're selling it, at least. But let's finish hearing from their salesman. This is their lead salesman right here, guys.
And there has to be some more clarity.
Oh, snap. Look who done showed up to defend Creepy Sleepy, y'all. Oh, man. You know she's back. That's right. Mushy mouth, monkey paw hands, bag of bones, nasty Pelosi. So she's going to explain to us why we all need to support Joseph Robinette Biden. But first, you know me.
Oh, yes, that's good. That's good, Nasty. Oh, yes. Now, let's get back to Biden and why we need to definitely support him. So let's see.
And people understanding all that this president did.
All of this.
Whether it's about the economy, the environment, cost of prescription drugs,
Yes.
the list goes on and on. And that message has to be out there too, as evidence of what more needs to be done and the proofs that he can get it done.
Y'all hear that? Yes, the climate and the something he did or something majigger. And there was George Kirby's sacrifice, don't forget that. And then, of course, there was, you know what, people should owe me an apology because I was set up.
All of this. Nasty Nancy is doing her best to sell us on Joe Biden, y'all. So Nasty came out as a sales rep too. Yeah, she's trying to tell us to, reevaluate the product. All we need to do is really just take some time to look at how great the product works. So what she's trying to do is sell us a Walkman in 2023. And I'm going, I know what that is. It's a Walkman, man. I don't need that. It's washed up, okay? Nobody's buying these cassettes anymore, okay? We've moved on. No, I think you need to look at it once more. Put the Walkman on your ears and put that thing. No, there's nothing you can sell me right now when it comes down to creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe. So instead of trying to sell us on stuff, guys, now what they're going to try to do is influence society to go right back into chaos as we move towards a Trump presidency. See, and watch this sneaky, underhanded effort by Jen Psaki / Raggedy Patty, okay, by talking about some white nationalism that's been showing up, y'all, at these Palestinian pro-Hamas rallies. Now, that's amazing. See, I'm a little concerned because, see, according to the FBI and the Homeland Security and Mayor Garlick and the White House, the rise of white supremacy, white nationalism is the greatest threat to the homeland, domestic terrorism. But what's odd about all of this is I can't find them. So there got to be some, are they that white? I mean, you show enough white when you can't even see them. Can't even see them. So that might be their new camouflage. We're just going to take off all our clothes because we're so white, nobody could see us out here doing all the things they're claiming we're doing. So I've been looking for these white supremacists, these white nationalists and stuff that they claim are at all of these events, these radical right-wingers and stuff. But we never get a glimpse of them. They're elusive. So let's see what Jen Psaki and them are going to try to sell us on this time.
I just want to start with, because I think when people hear this, they're like, wait, what? Why are white supremacists showing up at these pro-Palestinian rallies?
So now she tries to disarm her audience right off grip so that they don't go, that sounds stupid. So she's already beaten them to the stupid point and moment where people will go, no, wait a minute, why would white nationalists be at a pro-Palestinian march? So she's disarming their intelligence, their common sense, because what she just did to me made me say, you're about to lie to me. You're about to tell me the opposite of what you just said. You only said that so I would be like, okay, I can now receive what you're saying. You set the groundwork. So now she's going to try to play the innocent person. I mean, tell me this again. I bet you people are wondering, why would... So now she's trying to disarm the audience's intelligence and their curiosity about, yeah, that's a good point, before she goes into the lie and the propaganda. So here it comes, y'all, somehow. They're about to shift it. They're about to make the bait and switch. It's not these young black and brown and people of color and radical liberals out here, yelling death to Israel and to the river, to the sea and all that. It's not them. It's not them. What it really is white nationalists that are invisible. Here we go.
What do they want out of this?
Well, overall, Jen, and thanks for having me, what they want is they want an all-white ethno-state in North America. And as crazy as that sounds, that's actually an articulated goal of the neo-Nazi and white supremacist movement in the U.S.
Man, this is so horrific. Do you understand? Somebody go get me a white nationalist. I am anxious to see one. I want to find one. I want to sit down and interview one. Where is the large posse of these people? Where are their slogans, their banners? Where are they having their secret meetings? Where are their marches? And I ain't talking about the fake ones that came out with the khakis and the dang on jackets and masks and all that. I'm talking about some real good old-fashioned white nationalists, man. The ones where you ain't got to question whether they're FBI plants. The ones where they done tattooed the big swastika on the chest, on the forehead, out there like this. Where are they? So now they throw this stuff out there like this is a major issue. What find me some white people that's walking around saying, I want to make sure North America becomes white again. Do they think that's even rational? See, this is what kills me. It would be almost impossible to deport, probably by the time Trump get in, 50,000, million legal immigrants in the United States over all the years. Almost impossible. Now, when you look at the total population, you would think white nationalists, if there are any, would give up. They would be discouraged. Okay, man, listen, here's the plan. We're going to get rid of all the folks that ain't white in America. How we going to do it? I don't know. Because we got a whole heap of them running around, man. But somehow we're going to get them to get on some type of bus or some train or boat or something and just leave. It doesn't even make rational sense what these people are trying to push in 2020. We are less racist without their intervention. These people are inserting false narratives of racism right back into our country because they're using this crap for Marxist conflict theory. And they don't want the perception that it is the angry radical left that is out there looting, protesting, all of that mess. They just went to the national DNC, whatever, and was banging on the door, fighting with cops, all of that stuff. So I want to see a blend of white nationalists mixed in with all these radicals. It doesn't even make sense, man, but let's continue.
And one of the things that helps them rally the troops is anti-Semitism. Oh. So now in the U.S., we're experiencing a massive uptick in anti-Semitism. Incidents are up something like 388%. And the white supremacists...
Coming from white supremacists, right? This is crazy. Or could it be coming from all of those Harvard students? Could it be coming from all of the foreign people that y'all let into the country illegally or overstayed their visa or here on a school program or whatever, and they're not really loyal to our country? Could it be that? Because when I look at those crowds, I don't see any white nationalists in it. And they're putting this out there with no evidence, no proof, no video footage, nothing. Because they don't want their little radical group of people who they trained to act this way to be appearing as the source of all of this craziness. They got to find a way to insert some white nationalism in it because, of course, what's coming down the line. Trump and his rhetoric. Yeah, that's right. He's really the source of it all. The biggest white nationalists in the country, and all of these white nationalists are as little droplings. So let's continue to see them can push this lie.
Supremacists, neo-Nazi groups see an opportunity to advance some of the same themes and the same anti-Semitic tropes that they've been plugging away at for years.
Now, do you really think white nationalists got time to be showing up at a pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinian rally? I mean, this is the state of the media right now in our country. Pure, 100% liars and propagandists. So now, Dave Rubin found that clip. Let's see what he got to say about it.
I don't know what she is talking about. I mean, I understand that she's making up a story that there are white supremacists at the pro-Hamas rallies, but we've looked at a lot of the videos.
What?
We couldn't find any neo-Nazis there. If you can find neo-Nazis hanging out with the brown Arab people screaming, kill the Jews, generally speaking, neo-Nazis, let's say, white supremacists who want white people to reign supreme, they don't hang out with a lot of brown people who, many of whom are illegal in the country. That would be considered
conflict of interest. See, this is the type of rational thinking that destroys these fake networks. And if the regular population would just stop for 1 second to just think about that in real terms, How would that look in real life? Right next to all of the radical Palestinian supporters over there, like, you know what, free Palestine, and from the river to the sea, and all of this, and stop occupying, and ceasefire, and right next to, that's right, man, white power. Hail Hitler, man. It doesn't blend. When they started talking about Trump is a white nationalist, white supremacist, racist, and yet denying all of the years and years of footage of Trump and all kind of pictures with black folks, hanging out with black folks, supporting black folks, giving money to black folks, and yet they want you to believe that he set aside all of that white nationalism and racism, just for a little bit. He's a part-time racist. Y'all didn't know that? He's a part-time racist. Da-da-da-da. No, there's no part-time racist. You're not going to find them hanging out, man. So they want us to suspend all of our common sense to say, yeah, you know what? These white nationalists was hanging out with all of the pro-Palestinian supporters, just like Trump's hanging out with all the black folks. But then, once he walked away from that racism, kick right back in. They don't realize how stupid they sound, but the sad part is a lot of people don't realize how stupid they sound. But I do.
I was doing the math earlier. It's a little confusing. So there's literally no evidence of that, but you can see exactly what they want the brainwashed, non-playable characters who watch MSNBC to think. Oh my God, it's not the brown people who are screaming from the river to the sea and Hitler is great and kill all the Jews. It's not those guys who are the bad guys. It's the white people who are with them.
Now, you know what? The thing, man, right about now, this is the worst time in our country to be a white person, honestly. They have, and this is all put together by white people, just evil white people that decided, you know what? The white folks that don't support us and support our crazy liberal agenda, you know how we could defeat them, even though we are them, even though we're white, is to convince the rest of the world that anything white ain't right except us. We're the right white. But the other type of white ain't right. Okay, we're the right white, okay? So somehow they have figured a way to blame everything on white people, except them, except the white people who concoctioned this bootleg narrative to divide the country and to bludgeon their enemies and create all kind of false narratives so that they could go after all of the folks that do not support them. So there's a lot of misplaced blame. We've been told that the right is extreme and, we're the source of all of this domestic violence. And I'm yet to see a video highlighting a protest on the right that turned violent outside of J6 by them plants sprinkled all in that audience. Besides that red false flag, somebody go and show me the overwhelming just one. I just would like to see like one video where, all right, we're standing out here and there's obvious that all of these people are conservatives. They're out here supporting the Second Amendment. And wait a minute, what is this? They're turning violent. Even up there in Michigan, when they wanted to go back to work and they went down to the Capitol and they were just standing around with their ARs and their guns and stuff like that, nothing happened. But yet Mayor Whitmore got out there talking about that there was white supremacists and neo-Nazis. Where? Show me the video. Show me the footage. No, we don't need to do that. Trust me, they were there. So until they can produce some evidence, what it appears to me is that they are redirecting the blame and trying to make it seem like our country is infested with conservatives. That's what it is. We're infested not with white nationalism. We are infested with conservatives. Then they have to translate conservatism into white nationalism so that they can go after conservatives. There it is. Let's continue though, because now y'all, Nazi nonsense time by the media. So y'all hear that they were just talking about neo-Nazis up there with the Palestinians and all of that stuff. And then on the back end, now Trump, of course, like you saw on my show yesterday, is Hitler. He's a neo-Nazi. So let's see. Here's a montage you'll never forget.
Of course, it's Trump is a Nazi time again.
Let's deal with Hitler, okay?
I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that. I mean, that is Mussolini, Hitler-like language.
Trump's affinity for Hitler was always covered under an umbrella of his stupidity.
Echoing Hitler's words.
Listen to this. Well, Hitler was duly elected.
Echoing the hateful rhetoric of Adolf Hitler.
It echoes Hitler. That's the kind of language Hitler used in Mein Kampf.
That vermin and Hitler and Mussolini.
That's a horrifying clip. That's a fascist clip.
Just going full on Hitler. Hitler's Germany.
We just need to say, for the record, that the term vermin was really effectively used by Adolf Hitler. Echoed dictators like Hitler, with language evoking authoritarian figures like Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler, it's
Donald Trump parroted the autocratic language of Adolf Hitler.
About the brilliance of Hitler's generals.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
That Trump is now a dangerous hybrid clone of Mussolini and Hitler.
There it is. They went out there, they're trying to build the worst person in the world by cloning him with all of the most evil humans that ever lived, and the one that everybody can understand and relate to, even if you're not a historian, is Hitler. Yeah, it's Hitler. I'm surprised they didn't slide in Dracula. He's a hybrid of Dracula, Hitler, Mussolini, Mao, Attila the Hun. And let's sprinkle in, what else can we sprinkle in? Some Vikings and all of this mess. So they just went on this big, long spree of Hitler, Mussolini, Mussolini, fascism, neo-Nazi, Nazi, fascism, Hitler. That's a lot of Hitler, man. That is a whole heap of Hitler going on right about now. But they ain't done yet, though. Hold on.
I will get to the Hitler.
basically saying that language is straight out of Adolf Hitler and
The ignorant person, when warned that Hitler used to call Jews vermin, would stop.
Using the language of Hitler and Mussolini, and there's a lot of coverage of that, Brett. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah,
Trump's turning up the volume.
No.
Well, I don't see Hitler and Mussolini.
The Trump enjoyed the idea of being compared to Adolf Hitler.
Oh, God. Boy, these are the most evil people. They are the most evil people. See, they are even more specially evil because we know what they're doing and they know what they're doing. They're full-blown lying. See, they probably look like righteous people to ignorant people, meaning all of these people that are naive enough to believe this rhetoric, believe this propaganda. They think these people are defending our democracy. They think they're trying to save us from this Hitler that's coming. They don't realize these people are purposefully lying about Trump to stop Trump, who's in return trying to save the country. So now they're looking at these folks as heroes. They're freedom fighters. They're standing up against evil and tyranny. And all they're doing is on the team of tyranny. They're trying to help implement tyranny. They all got a call from the White House or whoever controls these networks. Said, all right, listen up, everybody. The new narrative of the week. Trump is what? Say it with me, everybody together. Hitler. There you go, kids. All right, everybody go out and do what we told y'all to do. Oh, and by the way, could you sprinkle in a little bit of Mussolini in there too? Just, can I get a Hitler with some Mussolini sprinkled all over it? Yeah, you got, okay, cool. Now, and if things get crazy, now sprinkle a little bit of Mao in. Sprinkle some Mao in too. So let's continue, man, listening to this. Hitler.
Very similar to how Hitler established full power.
Headline: Trump calls political enemies vermin, echoing dictators Hitler and Mussolini.
No.
Wow. One guy in there said he enjoys being compared to Hitler. Oh my goodness. It's comical if it wasn't so dangerous to our society. I mean, look at these actors on here. I mean, this is the worst acting ever. If that was a parody, yes, it would be funny as heck. But it's also funny because we know what they're doing and it's so obvious. Then I'm looking at this going, boy, this is what you get paid to do. Get up and prostitute yourself and deceive the public by just straight up. All right, everybody got the script today, right? All right, the key word is Hitler. So now Joe Rogan has an opinion about this in spite of all the efforts to demonize Trump, call him Hitler, discourage us from supporting him and voting for him because, of course, all these indictments and all that stupid stuff. So let's see, because Joe Rogan wasn't a big fan of Trump, but he does have enough common sense to see what's going on. So let's see what he got to say about this.
No one is going to run against Trump in the Republican side and win, because you're not going to get the Trump supporters. They are all in on Trump. Unless he has a stroke, unless something happens that's horrible, they're all in on Trump. If you run against Trump, you're now the enemy of Trump. If I was friends with DeSantis, I'd be like, don't do it.
Told him.
Eric Adams.
What the?
The Democrats.
And come up with the
Oh, what happened?
ideas that he...
Hold on. Go back.
Hitler and Mussolini.
The Trump
Sorry about that.
enjoyed the
I
idea
hit
of
the wrong
being
button.
compared to Adolf Hitler.
Very similar to how Hitler established.
I'm sorry, that tickles me. All right, here we go.
They are all in on Trump. Unless he has a stroke, unless something happens that's horrible, they're all in on Trump.
Yeah.
If you run against Trump, you're now the enemy of Trump. If I was friends with DeSantis, I'd be like, don't do it. You can't beat that guy. You just can't. When that guy gets out there and he's waving to people and they're going crazy, you're not beating that.
Nope. You should know that. I don't know what DeSantis was thinking, man. I mean, all of them right now should spare themselves and their reputations by just going ahead and throwing in the towel. I mean, nobody brings the energy and electricity that Trump brings when he rolls in on the scene. And yet they're out there just spinning their wheels. Don't do it, man. Do you realize that he's the avalanche right now? You know, I mean, you couldn't stop him when he was a snowball. You think you're going to stop him now when he's an avalanche? So they should just go ahead and say, And somebody said, Vivek is the most viable candidate to obtain a position in Trump's cabinet. True. In fact, we're going to hear from Vivek at the end of the show. But let's finish hearing from Rogan, because he got a big audience. And if his audience got enough common sense, they might say, yeah, you got a point.
And the fact that he was the president for 4 years and the country was in a great economic situation, and it looked like his policies were actually effective, and that it looked like the unemployment was down, all business was building, regulations were being relaxed, more things were getting done. You know, when you look at it from a policy perspective, if you just look at it on paper, what he did was effective. A lot of people think it was effective. You don't like him as a personality, so ignore that. Don't do that. Look at it in terms of a policy perspective. People liked the ideas that he was putting forward. And now you're seeing like, oh, the wall is raised. Now the fucking, everybody thinks there needs to be a wall. Even the mayor of New York City is now calling to stop immigration into his city. And this was a guy that called it for it to be a sanctuary state. When the reality of what your policies, what kind of actions you put forth, what the results of that are, and those results are highly negative, you're forced to sort of recollect your thoughts and come up with a new perspective. And that's
now, see, what he represents is the common sense that have long just left the country in so many areas. All he's doing is sitting here looking at the obvious. The economy was good. It's obvious that these people are corrupt. They're trying to stop Trump. All of this evidence is coming out, and all that's doing is making Trump stronger and making people look and say, man, I didn't know our country was so darn corrupt. I didn't know our government was that corrupt. I didn't know the deep state was that deep. That's all he's doing. This guy is not no hardcore Republican. He represents the dying group of common sense Americans.
That's what the mayor of New York City is doing right now. When you just look at what Trump's policies were, and then obviously COVID hits, there's a lot to that, the lockdowns, the economic collapse, all the shit that came with that. None of that is good. And then Trump holds up this like hope to bring us back to where we were when he was in office. You're not going to beat that.
You're not going to beat it. And that's why they like Hitler, Mussolini. That's why they're doing it. Because they know this type of hope is not coming through Biden, who we just watched up there, climate change. And we did stuff. I think, wait a minute, what's me and Chi up in the Appalachians? That's not giving us hope. Right now, our country's morale, is in the tank. And we're holding on by a thread. And then you hear Trump come out and talk about we're going to win. We're going to make America great again. And I gave you a dose of it last time if you're smart enough to know that. Okay. Yeah. So what happens is that creates momentum, hope, excitement. I sure enough don't see that coming out of the Biden administration, the Democrat Party, and any other Republican candidate or any Republican period except for Trump. And yet you got idiots that go out there and try to run against him. And I'm going, what are you doing? What are you doing? And yet you got all of these Trump supporters still bitter over how they treated Trump on the way out. How they cheated him, should I say. Not treated him, how they cheated Trump on the way out and appear to have gotten away with it. I'm upset about that. If you beat me up front, cool. I'll take the loss. But when I know you cheated, then you get the judges come out and say, you shut your mouths. They didn't cheat, and anybody who believes that. So now I really know you cheated. Really know you cheated. So let's finish hearing what Rogie has to say.
I don't think they're going to beat that. I don't think, when you look at the Russia collusion, when you look at the Steele dossier, when you look at all the bullshit they tried to throw in, we now know is bullshit, not just bullshit, but coordinated bullshit. When you look at the fact that they suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop story and that 51 intelligence agency representatives signed off on that to say that this was Russian disinformation, which they know is not true, that's scary because now you...
And these are the things that should wake up common sense folks. Common sense folks. All Rogan is doing is paying attention to what has been happening. Yeah, nobody had to come in and evangelize to this guy. Anybody who just pays attention, you'll red pill yourself by just using some common sense. The fact, right off, this is what should have red pilled every single person across the country. When they found out Hillary Clinton paid for the Russia collusion hoax. Everything should have been over right there. The media should have just stopped and apologized. They should have turned their attention towards her. They should have been like, this is evil. This is an atrocity. This is an abuse of power. We ain't never seen nothing like this. But instead, they don't want people to know that she even did it. We know. People who pay attention and follow politics know. But the average Hillary supporter right now have no idea that she paid for that whole Russia collusion garbage. The fact that she did that should make you sever any loyalty to her. Fact that she did that, you should be like, oh, she deceived us? She had me out here looking stupid. I was arguing with my family and friends, saying that Trump was a Russian agent, and you're telling me she was behind it? Oh man, I'm done with these people. That's what should have happened. And instead, the media brings her on the shows and act as if she never did that. Yeah, unreal. So all you gotta do is pay attention. You red pill yourself.
You have the intelligence agencies colluding to keep a guy from being president that was president during a time where the country was thriving economically. Mm-hmm. You're not going to beat that guy.
Would he get your vote?
He'd get my vote before, he'd get my vote before Biden. I said that before. I don't think that, I never thought that Biden was going to make it. I never thought that he was going to be functional. You know, like regardless of what kind of power the president actually has. Right. And it appears under Trump, the president has a lot more power than we think they do.
Yeah. And that's why they definitely want to stop him. Not only did his presence and demeanor demand respect, but what Trump represented is a president that is not beholden to the deep state. He wields the true power of the presidency that is not influenced by people in office, or not in office rather, but in the deep state. They couldn't do it. They couldn't say, all right, you ain't gonna do this. You know what? We don't forget the kids that you was messing around with. Don't forget the planes that you were flying on. Don't forget the money that you laundered. Don't forget all of that stuff. All the campaign donations. So I don't think you should do that, Mr. President. It won't be in your interest. With Trump, it was like, oh, that's in my authority. I'm going to do it. Please don't. Shut up. That's what I want you to do. Shut up. You're not the president. That's what they fear. They know they can't get in there and control Trump like they do Biden. So, yeah, Trump, unless they cheat him, they can't beat him.
But under Biden, it's like he's handled. Like he's just out there talking and the real problem is Donald Trump. Donald Trump, what he's done is terrible. He did the office. It's all nonsense. It's like everyone's treating him with kid gloves because they don't want to prop up Trump. They don't want to go after him because it'll weaken the Democratic Party.
There it is. That's right. You don't Donald Trump. He's the problem. Look at me. Look at Trump. That's all he does. Trump. Donald Trump. That's all he does. So Joe Rogan hit it out the park with that assessment. He hit it out the park with that. But guys, things are still loony in liberal land. That's right. Starting off with New York. Start spreading the news. I'm living today. Let's go ahead and check out what Roger Rabbit, Bucky Beaver up there is
Also,
talking
we're
about.
very focused on the data we're collecting from surveillance efforts. What's being said on social media platforms.
What?
And we have launched an effort to be able to counter some of the negativity and reach out to people when we see hate speech being spoken about on online platforms.
Bucky, that don't sound like no dang on democracy. Don't sound like that's in the Constitution. We are, monitoring social media platforms. She looks uncomfortable reading this. I mean, if I was a New Yorker, I'd be going, well, hold on, wait. What did she just say? What did she just say? See, now I know what they're trying to do is say, well, because of all of the rise in anti-Semitism, now we got to be looking on the internets and stuff for, the rise of hate speech. But once again, it's a double-edged sword. I don't support anybody out there saying anything hateful about anybody, honestly, especially something that might make somebody look at a group of people and say, man, they deserve this or they deserve that, unjustly or whatever. But you don't use the power of the government to make that decision. So let's finish hearing her lie, or should I say, use all of this overreach right between those two big old teeth.
Our social media analysis unit has ramped up its monitoring of sites to catch incitement to violence, direct threats to others.
So she could barely get it out through those big snappers. That's why she's slurring over there. She got those two saber teeth sticking out of her mouth. So now she's up here talking about their monitoring social media platforms and stuff like that. Again? I thought you at least want to keep that. No? So you're going straight up, yeah, we're doing it. We're snooping around your stuff. What else you got to say?
And all this is in response to our desire,
Is she asleep or
our
drunk?
strong commitment to ensure that not only do New Yorkers be safe, but they also feel safe.
None of this feels natural to me. It almost feels like she's scared to say this stuff. I mean, but that's what she's saying. She's saying to make New Yorkers feel safe, we need to go ahead and police your speech online and go after any speech that we label as hate speech. And that's very dangerous because, see, the key word is what we feel is hate speech. So as much stupidity that I hear coming out of people's mouths, I still don't have the right to say you can't say it. I have to defeat that with some common sense. All of these dumb folks that was just on TV up here talking about Hitler, Mussolini, Hitler. I think it's irresponsible to be a so-called media outlet saying stuff like that. I think it's reckless. I think it's evil. But what I can't say is you're not allowed to say it. That's what I don't want to say. Okay, because if I say that to you, then somebody will figure out a way to say that to me, which they already do indirectly when it comes down to suppressing my channel and what I feel and what I believe in. So I don't want that done to anybody else. But here she is up there with those big snappers suggesting that.
Because personal security is about everything for them. As I said, no one walking down the street or in a subway should feel they have to hide any indications of what their religious beliefs are. We expect to see people celebrating their lives, walking about freely. And that is no longer the case because people are living in fear. They have a right to do whatever they want here in the state of New York. And we are...
But now they're going to live in fear when they get online and say something or express their opinion. Because, see, if you don't lay it out very clear or what you're talking about when you're saying hate speech and stuff like that, I mean, you just leave it up to the imagination of the blogger or whatever, sitting there going, oh, man, I seen what they did to the guy who made up that meme about Hillary. Oh, I've been watching the FBI and all of them talking about, you know what? I saw them try to put together that dis and misinformation board. See, stuff like that. So, yeah. But, hey, check it out, though. Bucky Beaver trying to tell us that New York is safe. And she can't even lie right through those big old teeth. Listen to this.
So deeply grateful
New York Governor Kathy Hochul.
to the law enforcement members that I saw yesterday afternoon, and then after I took a subway ride because I wanted to show we're not afraid to take our subway. I did that last night, and I went to the hospital. To the law enforcement members that I saw yesterday afternoon, and then after I took a subway ride because I...
See? Yeah, man. Those big teeth getting in the way of her speech. After I took a subway ride. So she taking subway rides, y'all. Yeah. What's up, Doc? So with big eyes you have, Grandma. Man, with big teeth you have too, Grandma.
I wanted to show we're not afraid to take our subway. I did that last
There's
night.
those teeth getting in the way again. Not afraid. Boy, I tell you.
And I went to the hospital to work on this really important issue, which is giving people the confidence to know that when they get on a train, they're going to have a world-class experience.
That when they get on a train.
Well, let's get on the train.
World-class experience.
The night train.
Another shocking act of violence on the subway.
Oh my.
A passenger heading downtown on a one train stabbed in the head with a screwdriver.
That's not a good experience. That right there is not a good experience. You can't sell me on that trip. Talking about if you come to New York and take our lovely subway rides, you might be subjected to getting stabbed in the head with a screwdriver for your own personal feel. And you want to make sure you get the true New York experience. Unbelievable.
Absolutely shocking. Crime and fear continue to hold a steady grip on the subway system after a man was stabbed with a screwdriver in an unprovoked attack inside a train car.
Oh my goodness. Now, can you imagine that?
They're going to have a world-class experience.
Police say it happened at around 9:40 last night on a one train heading southbound, stopped at the...
Now, y'all ready for some sleight of hand during this report right here? Let's see if y'all catch it right at the end.
Columbus Circle Station. The suspect allegedly lunged at the 61-year-old victim with a screwdriver, stabbing him twice in the head and face. The suspect is described by police as a man with a dark complexion, standing at around 5'9".
Did y'all catch that? Translation, black. Man, I tell you, that is hilarious out there, man. It's described as a man with a dark complexion. I don't want to say it. But boy, if he was white, they would be screaming that out at the top of their lungs. It was a white man stabbed him. A pure, nasty, stinking white man. Right nationalist, right-winger. But yet they called him a dark complected. He's black. Oh, hilarious, the news, man. Oh, boy, just say it. It's okay. It's okay. You're not going to be labeled as a racist for identifying the fact that the person was black. He was a dark complected man.
Red and black hooded sweatshirt, baseball cap, and face mask. His age could not be confirmed. The attacker ran off and is yet to be apprehended.
So he's still running around with that screwdriver? That's what you're telling me. My man's still out there with the screwdriver. Like, don't make me. You better run for me. So there you have it, y'all. But that ain't the only craziness going on up there in Looney Land, New York. You know who's back, y'all. My boy. New York has a brand. Remember this?
Well, we do have an official winner, and arguably, some would say it's the third most important job after presidency of the United States.
And most difficult.
And one of the most difficult. It's the new mayor of New York City.
Okay.
We're officially projecting Eric Adams. The Democratic nominee, obviously not a surprise for those who've been following this race. We expected him to win this fairly comfortably.
I'm the mayor. I'm the mayor. Yeah. I'm the mayor.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott sending migrants from his state on a bus to New York City. They arrived at Port Authority this morning.
In addition to Washington, D.C., New York City is the ideal destination for these migrants who can receive the abundance of city services and housing that Mayor Eric Adams has boasted about within the sanctuary city.
Y'all remember that? Y'all remember this out there with his little aviator son? listen to this wonderful massage to all of the immigrants.
We are going to provide these families with the dignity that the Texas governor failed to do.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Yes, it is a bold strategy. We are going to provide these. Now that sound good in theory, didn't it? So yeah, let's see if this bold strategy paid off for him.
Never in my life have I had a problem.
Is this the same guy?
That I did not see an ending to.
Wait a minute.
I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City.
Oh, you're scared me.
Destroy New York City.
Like Godzilla?
It's the irresponsibility of the White House for not addressing this problem.
Uh-oh.
Don't.
Where the heck is...
He's setting himself up. Get that brother. Hey, somebody grab me by the arm, pull him over. Hey, man, dude, you can't be standing up around these white folk. See, they only let you say stuff when it benefit them. You say something to hurt them, to get you good, man. You better watch your tongue, boy. He ain't one of them old southern black dudes down there in like 1902 sitting on a step of a store looking at a black kid get out of control. Boy, come on, listen to me. Don't be going over to them white folk doing it. You get yourself killed. You won't stay in there. He ain't one of them. Somebody to pull him to the side to wake him up and realize that you're only in power because they allowed you to be. As long as you stay complicit, then you okay. But man, you trying to get independent. So let's see what that earns him.
Is the President of the United States?
That is a good question.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Now to that breaking news here in New York City. The FBI seizing electronic devices belonging to Mayor Eric Adams as part of a corruption investigation, taking them from him right on a city street.
Look at that. New York has a brand.
Hush up, boy.
Hush up, boy. Because that's exactly what took place. They sent him a hush up, boy message. That's all they did. It was like, okay, we've been seeing you out there on the tubes talking about some, White House has forsaken their duty. Don't. Now hush up, boy. Well, what else is going up there in New York? Because Mayor Adams had to hush up. Big rabbit, bunny rabbit teeth, all of them doing their best to try to get these illegal immigrants out of here. And let's see how these illegal immigrants are responding now that they have been infected with this privilege attitude, this victimization, and this coddling and pampering from the left. Just like all their protesters are acting a fool and it's backfiring on them. Look what's taking place up there in New York, y'all, with these illegal immigrants. What? We didn't expect this treatment.
Despair, visibly exhausted, dozens of migrants refusing to leave this hotel in
We ain't
Midtown
leaving
Manhattan.
nowhere. Americano. Azul es escala de tu rosa, léelo. Va para ver a mi esta noche. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien. You name it. Throwing out all the words. Biblioteco. Stuff like that. El guapo. So now they mad. Oh, they say this is not what we signed up for. Oh my goodness, man. Liberals. Liberal land, y'all. We're in loony liberal land. So let's see. All of these illegal immigrants that thought they was coming to Disneyland. Let's see what they had to say.
This Venezuelan man saying he's tired and cold, questioning if this is the harsh reality of the American dream. Tired migrant men demanded to be allowed back into the hotel.
Boy, this is great. Just great.
Y hay que caminar como una cuadra.
Hold on, wait. So now, so they want to get back in the hotel because see, they took them to like this one place that had running water and their own electrical outlets and food. They had a 24-hour cafeteria where they don't have to go and cook the food. Shelter, heat, and all that. They didn't like that though. When they pulled up, and they said, "We don't like this. We don't like this. We want to go back to the hotel that y'all got us used to." See, Democrats, they're the ones that promised these people Disneyland and all they got was Wally World. Yeah, that's right, it's closed. So that's what it is. So now they feel like they've been hoodwinked as well by the Democrat Party. Just like all the people that they done shoved them into their neighborhoods that voted for Democrats, been hoodwinked too. There's a lot of hoodwinking going on here, man. So now, even though all these taxpayers done paid for that $1 billion or so facility for them, they don't like it. They don't like it. They're saying that you're robbing them of the American dream that they shouldn't have had.
In despair, visibly exhausted, dozens of migrants refusing to leave this hotel in Midtown Manhattan.
Do you understand the hubris in this? Do you understand that? They're sitting here talking about, we refuse to leave the hotel that we've been staying in. This is hilarious, man. Oh my God. Okay, the free hotel that you've been staying in, right? You refuse to leave it. Now imagine if I paid for a hotel for 3 nights and I sleep a little too long on the day that I gotta check out. They will harass the heck out of you. Boom, boom, boom. Housekeeping? One time, the lady just started coming in after I told her to hold up. I just gotten out the shower. I'm trying to get dressed. And housekeeping? I said, no housekeeping. Give me a minute. I'm getting dressed. Housekeeping. I said no housekeeping. Came right on in. I'm like, I had to put my hand on the door like, look, I told you, I'll be on in a second. Get on out of it. But yeah, they will harass you, blow your phone up. Sir, you checking out? I'm like, can I get an extension? I want to give me about another hour of sleep. I know, well, you know what checkout time is. And these folks are up here talking about we ain't leaving this hotel. What you should be concerned about is leaving our whole country. Our whole country. So they don't want to go stay in the new facility that's been built for them. But yet I was watching the video. If I could go ahead, I'm going to chop it up maybe and show y'all this tomorrow or some other day. But they showed the conditions that these people were in traveling to the country. Sleeping out on the ground, sleeping out in desert areas, no water, no running water, no food, nothing. None of that stuff, just to get to America. And now they're here and they're saying, this ain't good enough for us, man. I want to sleep in this place where there's heat, electricity, food. My kids, man, they supposed to be going to school in Manhattan. That's too far. That's too far away. We don't like that. Your kids weren't even going to school when you were migrating to the country. Your kids were in danger of being trafficked or dying in the desert. And yet you up here talking about my kids, that's too far, the school that they go to. And I'm saying, wow. But see, I do feel bad for some of these people because they were hoodwinked by the Democrats and milk ass.
This Venezuelan man saying he's tired and cold, questioning if this is the harsh reality of the American dream. Tired migrant men demanded to be allowed back into the hotel.
Y hay que caminar como 1 cuadra y media para irse a duchar. No hay agua caliente, las camas
No
son
hot
camas
water.
de emergencia.
The beds are like hospital beds. I don't want to sleep on no dang old hospital bed. How about this? Sleep on the ground. There you go. Sleep on the ground. Told y'all last night during my show, I got locked up over a weekend for something I didn't do. And I couldn't even sleep on a hard gym floor. And this man's talking about these beds are like hospital beds compared to concrete. But this is what you do. See, this is the generation of migrants they're breeding. They're bringing them in already with stinking thinking. They're bringing them in privileged. And they're coming in like, look, man, we have better privilege than Americans. Our hotel is free. Our travel is free. Our food is free. All of that is free for us. You raggedy Americans got to pay. And listen to this next guy. He going to complain that, you know what, getting a lawyer costs money. I ain't got no money for all that.
It's not what I thought. A lawyer charges you $10,000 to work with you on an asylum case, then 10 years to be able to leave the country. I don't have a passport. If you don't have a passport here, you're nobody.
There you go. My man said, look, man, this ain't what I thought. I thought lawyer fees were free. Okay. Democrats set them all up. Set them all up. Like, look, just get them here. Let them fend for themselves. Let the chips fall where they may. So now they're here, and this man's talking about some lawyer fees. It ain't what I thought. I ain't got no passport. You know why you don't have a passport? Because you came here illegally. Blame mucus. Okay? There's so many people right now that's like, man, I can't even afford a lawyer, and I'm an American citizen. And this dude's up here talking about, this ain't what I thought. What did you think would happen? These are the things that I just marvel at. And yet we're still bringing them in. Still bringing them in, but this is going on all up there in New York. Keep it there.
No nos ayudan.
Andres tells us he's from Venezuela and arrived in Chicago from Texas a week ago, saying they were promised they would get help here, but so far there has been little.
She and other 5 Venezuelan mothers who are staying together have written a letter asking for government assistance like WIC and Medicaid.
Who's paying for that? You know, writing letters. Yeah, just, oh God. This is why the illegal immigration issue is almost number 1 on my list, man. This is crazy. So now, just come here. You know what? I need some government assistance, some WIC and all this and this and that. Ain't contributed nothing to the country. Don't have no real love for the country because you have no connection to it. You were just thrust in to our country, and you're looking at our country as just really something you could benefit off of, but you don't have a love for the country. Yet our ruling class, our Democrats specifically, is making even more people disconnected with the country. Making people fall more out of love with the country, killing any type of on loyalty to the country, any type of patriotism to the country, and then bringing in others with none of that either. So you're trying to destroy the country. That's what you're doing. You're going to bring a whole bunch of people in here that have no real connection to the country, no real love for the country. And the young ones coming up, you're trying to kill that by telling them America's dissoiled and white nationalism and racism and slavery. And it's pathetic to watch. So now I don't know what's going to happen to all these people. But boy, I tell you, it's going to be funny to see them twist themselves into knots once these illegal immigrants start protesting. Talk about we want our rights. You understand that? Put us back in that hotel. You understand? Oh boy. Okay. Let me see. Do I want to finish? You know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this next segment tomorrow. Oh man. So that's what's going on up there in New York, Chicago, and Democrat ran S-hole cities. Okay, a bunch of short is happening up there. Okay, and as you can see, the illegal immigrants are now mad and they're perturbed. But boy, when I get to this part right here, y'all gonna appreciate that debate. See, I'm going to focus on showing y'all the art of debating liberals. So we'll pick that up tomorrow, guys. But boy, that was fun watching that. It's like I need to get popcorn. When it comes down to these loony liberal left cities and all their little wacky shenanigans and stuff that they get themselves into, I really, if it wasn't so horrible, I just sit down there and be like, somebody said audio and video perfect. Thank you. And I see, you know what? I don't know how that happened. Any other time, stuff jacked up. But yeah, I could sit and watch that show forever. New York's a brand. We're going to invite these people. We're going to take care of them, put them in a shelter. And New York's about to perish. Everybody run for your life. We're done. The gig is up. Hilarious. All right. God bless y'all. God bless America. We're down to two games left before state championship. So my buddy, his son, is playing, and it ain't too far from here. So I think I'm going to go ahead tomorrow and go check out the game. But I will be back Saturday to finish up this part, the second half of this, and some other stuff I want to sprinkle in as well. So God bless y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other platforms, and something else. Oh, if you want to donate to the channel, you can do so. There's the link below this, my Cash App, my PayPal. Check out the store. Subscribe to my alternative channel if you would, please. And don't forget to text MAGA to 330-974-4607 so you could be in the crew with the cool kids. Other than that, let's get out of here, man. Yeah, they demanded. Put me back in that hotel, dang on it. You know what, y'all? I feel like going up there and hanging out in the crowd with them illegal immigrants, man. Stirring up trouble. Sitting there like, what? They told you got to leave? Oh, man, I wouldn't do it if I was you. Hey, you know what y'all should do? Just to listen like a fly on the wall, man. And sitting there like, look, man, I'm going to tell you right now, man, this is bull crap. Hey, you going to tell you got to get out. You and all the rest of these folks, y'all all go down there and you march up to Mayor Adams' crib and y'all just demand your rights. Tell them your rights are being violated. And sit back and admire my work. We sit back there in the cut like, yeah, let's see how this all plays out. Yeah. All right. God bless y'all. God bless America. See you next time, Kevin's Corner. Take care.